Hey guys, it's Joey from HAXs VGC. Today we're doing an AL4 set preview and meta-analysis. With me I have...
Hey, what's up? I'm James.
I'm Stephen W.
Hey guys, I'm Chris.
And we're all Team Axios. And so the way we're going to break it down is that, AL4 is coming out in about a week. Set preview sneak peeks are this weekend. And so we kind of want to take a look at the set and how it's going to impact the meta and really give you guys some good information. And so we're going to be breaking it down, looking at Pale Moon, Murakumo, Darker Regulars, and then Shadow Paladins in that order. And so, but we're not going to be looking at the commons or any of the triggers because that's kind of self-explanatory and really up to personal preference. And so, but we'll be looking at impacts on standard format and premium format. And so, yeah, we hope this is good information for you all. So, diving on in here, we all set, guys?
Yep.
Ready.
Sweet. And so, first card we want to look at is Midnight Bunny from Pale Moon. And so...
Yeah, I can start on it.
Yeah.
It's a really good card. I think it's probably a 4 in standard, and it's probably a card that's going to consistently stay in the deck unless standard power gets really ridiculous. Mainly because, you put it behind Vanguard, and you know how good Beast Tamer, which we'll get to later, against power, and your Vanguard column is always 23, and it's like, well, my Vanguard column is 23, and it has on hit, gets another attack. So it's always pressure,
Yeah.
And it get you a soul charge. This is like a really solid card. I think it's a 4.
Do you run it on premium?
No, it's too low impact in premium because you have to hit.
I feel like it's like the Sonic Noah from Tachikaze. It's the same kind of slot where it's a booster that does everything you want your deck to do.
Yeah.
I agree.
Well, cool. Going on, we have Starting Presenter.
This card is interesting. I think this card is okay for now. You ride it, you get a soul. As an option, you neg 1 to get another soul. So right now, I think it's like a 3. It's alright, but it's potentially better in the future if they get a card, or if they get more cards that let them cost stuff out soul. And then it's like this card was like, okay, I neg 1 right now. I set up my soul, but in the future I get it back. Problem is, like, Pale Moon kind of don't really plus right now currently. So.
Yeah. Well, also, it kind of helps set up the soul that you want. But also, I mean, my main issue is, like, this is I think it's necessary for because Pale Moon, unfortunately, doesn't soul charge, like, rambunctiously, And so this kind of stuff is really kind of a necessity. So.
My biggest problem with it is the soul charge is mandatory. So every time you call this out for battle phase shenanigans, you're always going to have to soul charge.
Yeah, that is an issue with it, but it's the same reason why it's a good card in premium, because you can use it in replacement of some stuff. So this actually is unlike Midnight Bunny, this is actually a really good card in premium because you can use it to set up your soul in the premium bill for Magia.
Okay. So I didn't think about that. That's true. Well, cool. Next, we have Nitro Juggler.
This card is garbage. Okay. I hate this card. Like, why is it from hand only? Like, if this card went from hand, it'd be great in both format, but because it's from hand only, it's like super mediocre. Selective soul charging is great, but it doesn't gain power. It doesn't even gain power. Like,
Yeah.
I hate.
Yeah, if it was like a 12k attacker, we can maybe talk about it, but...
Worse off, I mean, you have to run this. Like, they don't generate full.
This.
And so...
I hate. This gives your deck more consistency, but you have to. You probably want to run this at least like a 2 but the fact that you have to run it feels really bad.
Yeah.
Real bad.
That seems kind of like one of the issues with Pale Moon. Like, they just have to run cards to generate soul, which wasn't like back in the day. You just put those cards in there. You'd be all like, oh, toolbox. But now it's like you got to work for it. Like, it's so foreign. Why do you have to work for it? Oh. Well, next we have Jumping Jill.
Jumping Jill is really interesting she enable your combo in standard, so she's a staple. I can see this card going away in the future if they get better support.
We're probably like it only calls back row, which is super awkward.
Well, I mean, you run it in standard just because it enable your combos for, like, say, you set up a purple trapeze or something.
It's definitely gonna get phased out like really fast.
Well, we hope it get phased out really fast. But I mean, there's not much else to say about it. Like, you kind of have to run it right now because you have nothing else. It's all right, and it's a 12k attacker, so yeah.
Maybe if they get like a paratrooper clone.
I would love a paratrooper clone in standard.
Like that's one way I see this thing in standard is that they get a paratrooper type effect for a back row to call a front row again.
I mean, she does set up purple trapeze, so that's the one thing she has going for her. But other than that, it's all right. You have other ways of doing it. To move on, let's talk about Artillery Man. What do you guys think of this car?
Oh, this car's garbage.
Bait.
You think it's bad? You guys think it's bad?
This thing is, I mean, sure it swings big numbers, but the cost to swing those numbers is just, why, fam? I just wanted to hit you. Like,
I think this is at least a one of in every build.
I see you taking the bait.
yeah, I just don't. Yeah, I don't think you run like the fact that I have to put 2 cards in soul just to draw 1 when they're not gaining a lot of field. The fact that it swings a huge number, but at such a heavy cost, I just can't justify it as of now. And so, like, it's cute, but it's just no.
See, here's why I disagree. The put 2 cards in a soul to draw 1 seems bad, but okay, this card, I'm not gonna disagree with you guys. On average, this card is not great, but during your kill turn, this card is really strong, mainly because you can get this off multiple times with the rest of your combo pieces, and it can attack probably 2 times that turn for a pretty significant number. And the 2 in the soul just kind of get you gas, because when I play test the deck, sometimes I have to call trash to the field just to generate pressure, and this is like, well, put trash into your soul, get a card, put some setup. It's not the best thing in the world, and if they get something to replace it, it'd be great, but it's kind of like a necessary evil sometime now.
Yeah,
That's my take on it. It's probably like a 2.
I mean, I'll have to defer. I don't play it like that, but I don't like it. She got bodied in the anime because she wrote it. Like, they showed it in the anime. That's how you know, like, it's not a good card. Cause,
it's a terrible ride. I think if you
yeah.
read it.
So I don't like any cards like that in my deck. So, but that's standard.
Yeah, it is what it is. None of the cards we mentioned so far has impact on premium, in my opinion. They're pretty, they're all pretty mediocre in premium. Yeah, purple trapeze. What do you guys think of this?
You see this card? What were you gonna say, Chris?
I love this card.
She's the savior of the clan right now.
She's the savior.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's so good, dude. Like, the fact that you can tuck her and just get anything is just great. Like, she paid for herself, basically. She's a fair card. Like, I think if she loops, she'll be pretty busted in standard.
But wait, how do you tuck her?
You have the Amarant Beast Tamer common, which when it attack, you tuck a rear guard and gets 3k power.
Oh.
And then you have obviously Jumping Jill, which is, like I mentioned earlier, it's kind of necessary because they both enable this card. Because they both tuck a card, Jumping Jill tuck a card, call a card. So your combo is you call Jumping Jill or the Beast Tamer during combat, and they'll tuck this in and get you an extra attack when you're attacking.
Okay, that's not terrible. When I was comparing it to the standard version, and I was just like, this doesn't call a full column. I don't like,
Premium version?
Yeah, and premium, and I was just like, it doesn't call a full column. I don't like. And
The-
also, it seemed as of now, it didn't seem like they had a lot of ways of putting a card into soul and looping this or just getting it off. So
They have exactly 2 ways to do it.
yeah,
Exactly 2, and that's why you have to run both. Yeah, if they get more, she's the card that become better as they get more of this type of effect. Like 5 out of 5. Like this card's amazing. I love it. Unfortunately, the premium version is still so much better.
Yeah. So
Yeah, this will see play in premium. All right. Next up, we have Nightmare Dog Alice. What do you guys think of this card? This card is pretty freaking amazing, in my opinion.
This card is so good that I extremely hate it. I hate it. I hate it.
It does what. Oh, see, this is what I didn't want to avoid.
go ahead.
It does what I think every SL deck is really wanting. It does. It's like death threats for Tachikaze, where it's like not a bad first ride at all. Then it transitions into being a really good rear guard, and I think that's like what the really good SL decks are missing is something that's flexible as a first ride and a rear guard later.
Yeah, it pluses. I'm always up for any Axel card that pluses because that's what they need. They have no resources. This says, hey, here's one free resource, and I'm all like value.
I actually want to ride this card first, mainly because it's set up in your soul. Like, it's just so good. If you, she's the reason why you have to run that stupid freaking grade 2, because he's a Wookeroy. But yeah, she only called Wookeroy, so you have to run the grade 2.
I didn't know he was a worker.
Nitro Juggler.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah,
No.
so that's why you run him. You run Nitro Juggler, and you ride her. You call Nitro Juggler. Nitro Juggler swing for 24. What a work! Like actually a good card for 1 turn. But then having her in soul when you ride Golden Beast Tamer is really good. Card's like 5 out of 5.
Yeah, also
5 out of 5 in premium.
Yeah,
also.
she's like really good in the Harry build, but also just the Nightmare Doll build because her second skill in Nightmare Dolls is with the stride just unfair. Now there's no getting around it. Now I just gotta eat it. So
yeah, like the Nightmare Doll in premium with proper setup is just gonna go ham on you with the Cell Circle. Great card.
Yeah.
Last but not least, we have the VR Golden Beast Tamer. What are your thoughts? I'll close it out.
I mean, I think what you want to do is you want to ride Owls first, and then you just sit on Tamer for the rest of the game. And she's kind of like perfect rider for Novas, where she just enables the rest of your main deck to do the heavy lifting.
Except she's better than Perfect Riser in every way.
Well, that bar is pretty low. That's not saying much.
that's fair. Yeah, Perfect Riser already has CB2. Bad card. So
Well, it's the fact that she gives the front row 3K power, so she doesn't get wrecked by one defensive trigger, whereas other Axel clans, one defensive trigger, and they kind of have to rework their attack pattern.
yeah, and so at the very least they're swinging 23K with the center line, which is really relevant because when you swing 20 and I'm just like, oh, 1 card guard, shake my hand.
Yeah,
I feel really good.
The plus 3K is really relevant because all of your Excel Circle basically hit 25 unless they're just a 9K base. And your boosted column are 23 because you have a 12K with a 8K booster, so they're 23. So almost everything hit to a forced defensive check, which is so relevant in this meta. And
Yeah.
the fact that she only costs counterblast 1, I think the mat is 9 attack if you have your perfect combo ready with just 2 counterblast.
Oh wow. Yeah, but one issue is that she takes a card from hand. Like, what happened to Pale Moon? Why don't they get free board? Like, this is so frustrating. As an original Pale Moon player, that's just, I look at this and I'm like, this is blasphemy. Like, this is wrong.
Yeah, so much negging, right?
Yeah, like, why am I struggling so hard?
I think it's because they're gonna be extremely aggro in the upcoming format, so they want to give them some type of something negative, so they don't just wreck the meta.
Yeah. So
They're also really trying to push clan identity. I think they're trying to keep Pale Moon from hand to soul, and they keep Dark Regulars deck to soul. I think they're really trying to differentiate the two.
that's true. There was a lot of times where Pale Moon was just better DI until Charhalot. So
That's fair. I mean, not much else to say. What do you guys think of the clan as a whole in standard and premium rating wise?
it's super average. It's not like amazing in either Doesn't drastically impact either and standard is almost irrelevant, just because it doesn't generate enough advantage. So while it punches really hard, it's just so easy to punish with Kagero and in premium, I feel like, premium is such an unexplored format, so it's scary, but not really.
I give it a 4 out of 5 going first and a 2 out of 5 going second, like most Excel clans.
It's basically just better than Nova Grappler. Every other Excel clan is better.
Feels bad, man.
Feels Nova, man.
Yeah, well, on the bright side, this is getting support, a second wave of support in a few months with the second AL4 booster. So whatever it is now, it could potentially become a lot better. So that is something to consider if you want to this clan. Objectively, will you guys rate? How will you rate these guys in terms of Excel clan? Are they better than the other Excel clan, or just about okay? You think, or do you think Tachi is still better?
Tachi's still better.
Tachi's better.
Yeah, and Murakuma, but we'll get to that.
Yep. All right. I think that's pretty much round out Pale Moon. I have to agree. I give him a 3 in standard, just to balance out the 2 and the 4, the first and second. It's just the way Excel clan is.
Yeah.
Just mainly because they're so inconsistent. Like, there are 5. If you get all your combo pieces together, you just go off, right? But that doesn't happen every game. So when you don't go off, it's kind of awkward just negging from hand to do everything. So it feels bad. Premium has a lot of experimentation to be done. Their issue is Gize is just one of the best deck in the game right now, and their Premium big thing has recently been relying on Dust. They don't historically have very good strides. Their only really good stride is the Harry promo stride. So they're kind of in an awkward position. I think if Gize drop out of meta, the deck become a lot better. But currently, it's okay.
Yeah.